We are so blessed in this area to have amazing organizations that help people in so many ways. This morning we want to learn more about 180 Incorporated, a Christian organization that gives people a second chance, a new beginning. Pastor Scott Parker joins us now with more. Welcome, Pastor. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How about yourself?
Blessed every day. Every day. But let's talk about 180 Incorporated. Tell us more about it. We mentioned some of the things. Just tell us more about this wonderful organization.
We are a Christ-centered reentry program for men and women. I stress that because we just started our women's program a little bit over 2 weeks ago. Men and women coming out of incarceration and coming out of addiction. It's a 52-week program. During that time, they're required to live in sober living. We help find that for them. We feed into them spiritually. We do classes on life skills, on just the things we forget when we're addicts. I was a pill and heroin addict for 22 years, and my wife married the largest 12-year-old in the world. But so life skills, and then we employ them, and we have 11 construction partners. Right. We work with Snap-on and Tri-Cities Extrusion as well. And at the end of the 52 weeks, they're hired on permanently. So they have stable income that doesn't have a glass ceiling. And then they have the life skills needed to succeed. And during that time, we help them get their probation paid off, their driver's license. We provide transportation to and from. So really what we're trying to do is ensure their success and remove the excuses as to why people go back into jail and why people relapse and go back into addiction.
And finding those opportunities for employment, finding those opportunities for folks coming out of addiction, that's extremely difficult, isn't it, sometimes?
It is. You know, for a long time, the workplace has been a hard place for people coming out of incarceration and addiction to enter because of the regulations that each individual company has. But what 180 does is 180 takes that risk. We were blessed to have contractors and companies here locally that said, okay, look, if you're willing to take the risk on this guy, so the first year we're paying their payroll taxes, we're paying the workers' comp, we're covering the expense of their employment. So if they mess up, it's on us. Right. But after that year, the company now feels comfortable to bring them on, and they're willing to bypass those regulations and bring them on and make them a part of the family.
And you know, in addition to the job skills, they're receiving so much more from you all.
Oh, I mean, to me, of course, as a pastor, the spiritual aspect is the biggest. The daily devotionals, I love reading the answers. I love seeing how they're growing in Christ or even coming to know Christ. The life skills portion of it, how to manage money. I mean, you know, you're getting a paycheck, you're not buying drugs with it anymore. So what do you do with it? Do you save it? Do you just spend it on a vehicle immediately because you just got your driver's license back? What do you do with that? So we teach that, you know. What does it mean to be a father or a mother? You know, many times in addiction, we're not the parents that we're supposed to be. So how do you do that? And, you know, unless you have someone to show you those things, you can't be those things. Right. So that is the biggest part of our program. You know, the job portion gets the most publicity because everyone wants a job. But can you really be successful? I mean, I tell people all the time, when I was in addiction, I was great at my job, but I sucked at the rest of life. And we want to see men and women come out and be successful at life, not just successful at one aspect of life.
For you and for the other folks that work with 180, how rewarding is it to see lives changed, to see the end result of your hard work?
You see, that's a tough question because, you know, God gets that glory. He gets the glory for the success, and He is using us as vessels. Right. You know, I played rugby for a long time, played football in college, and I remember my losses more than I remember my victories. So it's very rewarding, to answer the question, but also there's times that it's heartbreaking when you see someone fail, and I'd say that those maybe affect me more than the victories because it makes me want to try harder and work harder.
All right. Pastor, we appreciate you stopping by today. Tell us about 180. Thank you so much. We
God bless
appreciate
you.